Good morning, everybody. This is Tadpole Smitty, back at Tadpole Smitty's garage. Today, got another treat for you. You know, if you watched my other shows, you saw that I did the Patterson 2-speed planetary drive on my Catrike. Well, when I went to Tucson, I figured out real quick, even with the assist, I might want one for my TerraTrike because the hills are real steep. Even with my legs and even with that 250 watt Promovec, I struggled a little bit out there. I wished I would have had the Patterson transmission on my TerraTrike. So I decided to get another one. So today, my bro Tater brother Alan's coming up from Peralta. Should be here shortly. And we're gonna install that Patterson on the TerraTrike. So I'm gonna show you how to do another one. It's a little bit different install. The TerraTrike's a 52 tooth single chain ring on the front, no front derailleur, with an 8-speed on the rear. Today we're going to put the Patterson on, so we're going to have to install a shifter on the TerraTrike on the left hand side to actuate. So I got two different ways of doing that, so we'll pick away and install it and see how she works out. Nothing better to do. Let's go get started. So let's head into the shop and see what I got from Sam Patterson in the mail. Look, Christmas. Oh, we got some goodies in here. Shipping laden. Here's the Patterson. I got silver this time. He was out of black, but I kind of like the way it looks, that brushed aluminum look. Comes pre-lubed, but we'll lube it some more. Yep, standard with the bearing. It's an FSA port as well. See what else we got in here. Ordered some extra parts. We got an extra paw and a little gear. These are parts that tend to wear. There's a little spring that's pretty heavy duty right there. See it? That's a wear item, and this is a wear item, the paw and the gear. So I've got two extra sets of these now because it comes on the new one. See, it's right there. Or that's the gear. Here's the paw, and the paw's on the other part over here. There's a washer, and this goes to the crank. Here's the other crank arm, pinch style. And this is the cable stop for my trike. We have to add this on. Cable comes right into there. It's pretty cool. That's all there is to it. There's a couple of tools you're going to need. I'm going to have to build a cable because my TerraTrike only has a shifting cable on the right-hand side because it's only an 8-speed with a single front chain ring. Now we're adding a 2-speed on the left side. So I'm going to have to build a cable. So you'll have, if you're doing it like I'm going to do, you're going to have a cable kit to build your own cables. You can get these bike shops, Amazon. I have everything I need to build cables. Gathering pans. On my trikes, on the Catrike, I had to put these extensions on the into the cranks, into the pedals, because my foot was hitting the cranks. As I'd come by the crank, it was rubbing, my foot was rubbing somewhere in here. So to eliminate that, you get these extensions that thread right into the end, right there, and that kicks your pedal away from the crank. And I am going from strap style pedals to clip-ins. And these are, I got these from Hostile Shops. They're called Will Go. And this is what I'm using on my Catrike. So I got an extra set for my TerraTrike. So now I'm going with my clip shoes. You'll need a BB 18. This is a park tool. And this, you'll need this to tighten this down. And then you need a BB9, which I got to go get out of the bat cave for the other side, this side. So you also need a tool that comes with Patterson's kit right here. This is a special tool that he sends with the kit. Now, I didn't ask for another one because I already have this one. So this is the second Patterson that I've installed, and you'll need this to go across. When you're setting it up, it goes across here like this. When you're tightening everything, that holds this into place, because this has to go, this stop right here has to go up against the bottom of the tube on the trike, so it doesn't try to swing around, and that's what holds it in place. So, and you have to have a torque wrench and lube. So I got to go get that out of the bat cave, and it looks like we have everything we need here to progress.
Let's go out to the bat cave and get the TerraTrike Charge out. Bring her into the shop. Get everything rudder. Get started. Take this bad boy in the garage. So I'm thinking about
using this shifter. This is a Sun Racer, and that's all you need is that action to engage and disengage the planetary that's going to go right here. The SRAM, you have to pull this plug out, would have to go stick way up here high, and then the cable may hit this pipe coming out here. So this Sun Racer actually fits a little better, and it clears the pipe to come down. So I'll probably use the Sun Racer shifter to run the cable to the Patterson. So let's take this bike to the shop. Patterson will send you the directions, but what I do is I just get on his video of the, boy, that's really crappy. He has a Metropolis transmission installation guide. This quality of watching it off YouTube is not that great.
Transmission crank set by full speed ahead. Mount the control plate to the bottom bracket shelf first, using the BB18 cup and the seal washer between the control plate and the frame. The BB cup tool is handy for twisting in the BB cup. It's left-hand thread, I like to start in the right-hand direction to find the thread ends and then tighten in the left.
So anyway, I use his tutorial, his installation video to follow instead of reading his instructions. I find it to be, actually his voice is very assuring, and
After it's finger tight,
he's very,
special wrench
Sam Patterson he's a damn good engineer, and he's a good teacher. So
so that the
anyway,
torque fix feature
install it
stays
using his
hard against the bottom surface of the chainstay.
video. There's that special tool I was telling you about. That's what we'll be doing.
The torque specification for the
What we're going to do is take off the pedals, because I'm going to use a different crank and different pedals, but it'll be easier to store these pedals if they're not attached to the crank. It's the only reason we're doing that. Pull this out because the cable stop threads into this. We're using the cable stop. Extensions on because my heels will hit the cranks, so this kicks them out a little bit, just enough. A little grease always helps. I had to think about my left and my right. Yeah, they are left and right. I think they're labeled, right?
They are, but I'm sitting here in front of the bike trying to figure out which side is which. Had to think about it.
Clip it good. No more heel straps. Now we have clips. Clip in.
personally like the clips a lot better after
Yeah, I'm
I don't
getting
like
used to
my
them.
I don't like my shoes that much. But I do like the clips because my feet never come flipping out of them. And I've had my feet flip out of
Oh
them.
yeah, I like the clips better. Once I got used to them, you can do non-clip or clip, and you just snap in there. I'll probably have to adjust these most likely.
That time we went down to Tahike, we'll haul ice down that trail, and then there was somebody made a water bar, and I hit that sucker, and my feet went boom.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like these things anymore.
Now you like clips, huh?
Yeah. Well, I bought that.
Now it's in direct. Look at that. Overdrive. It's not the 52 tooth that it had, but it's a 48, which is pretty close, right?
Yep.
Look at that. Over, direct, and I'll shift it into overdrive 1.6. Pretty cool, dude. Now if we can just figure out how to make the electric motor work again, the sensor.
Yep.
Okay, folks, it's 24 hours later, 99% installed, down to the last thing to do to make the Patterson work on the TerraTrike. I got a problem. So this video of me and my bro-tater brother Alan installing the Metropolis on the TerraTrike. Look how nice that came out. It's so nice. There's a problem. The problem being, it's all working fine. The shifter we installed. The Sunracer shifter works great to get it in and out of overdrive. Everything works great. The problem being, this crank set has no room for my pass sensor. 12 magnet Promovec. I guess they make this sensor special for them over in Denmark because nobody makes a 5-pin green plug sensor that I can find. And this is designed to go over a standard bottom crank set with a square taper. And it would go over the square taper. Well, this is much bigger and it's not square and it won't fit in here, and you couldn't get it in here even if you could because this is tight, pinched down. There's no room for this sensor to sit right in there like that inside. This is directional. It has to turn this way, just like this. It can't be mounted around there. It doesn't work going backwards. It only works going this way. So nobody makes a sensor that'll work with the Promovec because it's proprietary. At least so far I haven't found anything. I hate proprietary. Why wouldn't you use open source pass sensors? They're $12 on the internet. $10. These things are cheap. There's nothing to them. It's just a Hall sensor with magnets in here. There's 12 of them in there. And it passes that little window and it shows movement. The more magnets you have, the smoother the operation. I get that. The Promovec works fine. But you only need 3 wires to make one of these sensors work. You need a ground and 5 volts and a signal when it passes over that magnet. Why you need 5 wires for the Promovec, I don't understand. The speed limit doesn't work off this sensor because right now it's not hooked up and I can ride this trike and my computer shows miles per hour. So the only thing it's doing is showing movement, forward movement. It doesn't even know how fast it's going off this sensor. So My Tater brother came up with an idea, and I'm going to try to build it. So let's go look at what we're trying to do. Anyway, I'm here in the tool crib. I've got a Catrike pulley that I think will work. It fits the chain. It's kind of dirty. I need to clean it. I think what Alan came up with may work. So I took the bolts out of the pulley right here, and I found a washer that fits this diameter perfectly right here, and the washer's right here. I've marked the 3 holes in the center of this washer. I don't know if you can see my marks. I'm going to get a punch set, and I'm going to set those, and I'm going to drill those out with the right size of nut and bolt. I'll have to go get some slightly longer. This will bolt to the pulley. This washer will bolt to the pulley underneath there, just like that. This washer will sit right on top, centered on this pulley. I'm going to weld a square taper to this washer that will drive that sensor. I will mount the pulley, it's an idler pulley, to the chain some inches back from the main ring gear, 10-12 inches back, with a little bit of pressure in the upper position that'll ride over that pulley, and that'll turn that square taper where that sensor, I can reuse it up on the pulley. So this is Alan's idea in his brain. I'm going to try to build it. If this doesn't work, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do, because I ain't going to let it beat me. It's what us street rodders do. We will figure out a way to make things work. Sorry, my lips hanging. I just had dental work done, so I'm kind of numb. Anyway, let's do this. I don't know if you can see my marks. There's 3 marks that match the hole, all lined up with the circle. There's 3 marks that match that, and I'm going to use this punch to center it and see if I can make this thing line up true. It's a prototype. I'd like to keep the Promovec sensor on the trike. That way there's no wiring issues, or I don't mess up the controller. And okay. So now we put this in the vise. Just like this. And a little bit of cutting oil. Something to fit right into this that matches that square taper, and this seems to fit in here perfectly. And that will turn. So I think I'm going to have to weld 2 of these together, because it has to go down all the way past this side. So I need to weld two Two of these together. Two of these together. How fun. That welder plugged in. Work. Let's try that. Yeah, let's try that. See, you wear rubber gloves, safety glasses. Okay, I've got it welded up. Let's take it off the end of this bolt and see what it looks like. Two bolt nuts welded together. Make it really long. Just tack welded together. Now I've got to center this up on this washer. This thing I just made. Center it up on that hole, and then tack weld the pulley to the washer, and then this is bolted to the pulley, so when the pulley turns, the this is going to turn, which will drive the pass sensor. Ta-da! I think. I don't know. Hell, I don't know. I don't know. So, folks, if this doesn't work, if this thing doesn't work, this thing right here, it's Bro Tater Allen's fault. But if it works, then it's our fault. A bolt that's about the right size fits inside the pulley. It's exactly the right size. Fits through my washer. This hole out to match the size of the bolt, to match the nut. That way when I screw this down, it's centered in that on that washer. Just tighten it down. That's true to the center of the hole that's drilled there. Hopefully I don't get any wobble. Now I can go over and tack weld this stack to the washer. So, Bro Tater, do you think this is going to work? It's hot! Don't touch it with your arm, you'll burn your... Don't you know that'll burn your arm? I'm a welder. Yeah, right. Looks like saying I'm an operator. I just need to clean it up. Let's clean it up and see how it looks. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Looking better all the time. Looking better. Doesn't have to be perfect. Or does it? I don't know. It's a prototype. Prototype. This is what I made, the square drive. On the pulley. Okay, I brought you out to the bat cave to look at my pulley system. As you can see, this is the boom where you tighten the boom down. I took the bolt like this one out and I ran a M8 times 1.25 millimeter, probably about 90 millimeters long. And I put an eye lock on this side, I put a lock nut on this side, I put a thrust washer right here, and another nut so I can adjust this. And I can still tighten my boom between here and here. I can squeeze the boom very tight. Here is where you set the thrust washer to tighten up the pulley, because if you over tighten it, it won't turn. So it has to be set to the right load. So that's how it's installed. Just the distance between here and this first nut by loosening this and this and this, and I can run this cap screw farther in this way and then tighten this up, and then I can set this thrust washer. So this is adjustable, independent of this. It's the best way I could come up, folks. I didn't know how else to build it. So anyway, I'll let you know how it works out. So far it's working good. I'm sure it's got some hiccups that I got to work out. Anyway, that finishes up the Metropolis. It shifts beautiful, just like my other one. Just like the Catrike. No issues with Patterson's transmission. So that's the pulley that we built. That's Alan's idea. Pretty much 100%. So far, that's what we came up with. Anyway, folks, that's how you do it. Experiment, build things. See if you can make it work. I'm kind of a street rodder, inventor. My brother's the same way. Anyway, that's that. Alrighty, folks. That wraps up the show of the installation of the Patterson 2-speed planetary drive and my shifter. And the pass sensor issue I had. I will update you on the future on how everything works out. I've done a few rides, but I want to do some long-term rides. But anyway, it's doable. I'll be tweaking the system. Until next time, folks, this is Tadpole Smitty. Be sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends about me. Trust me, it helps. Adios.